Genesis Laser, this is Ben.
Yes, Ben. My name is Charlie Foxtrot with Charlie Foxtrot Shooting Complex. I've recently uploaded my logo to your website, and I have a project I think you could help me with.
So having a website that shows your work and your capabilities really helps. That's how we get a lot of our projects in the shop, is just from leads that customers fill out their request form, they're able to upload their logos, so that gives us a better chance of actually gaining their work in the long run.
Today will work. I'll be on my way.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Marty, how are you?
Good. How can I help you?
My name is John the Carver. I'm looking to have my company logo put on these.
Okay. What are we looking at here?
This is called a key defender. We're using it for our women's self-defense class.
Okay.
So this upcoming class that we have going is specifically that, to give women and young ladies the ability and techniques and confidence to defend themselves if they're ever put in a situation in which they have to defend themselves.
Definitely something that we can do. And you said you got about 30 of them, so I can do this in about a day and get them done for you if that works for you.
Yeah.
I'll just grab all of your info, and what we'll do is we'll actually send you a proof of what it looks like even before we hit it, so that way you can approve everything. But I don't see these being too difficult to do at all.
Awesome.
So if you want to bring in the box and just drop it all off, we can start working on it for you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool. All right, guys, we're back out in the shop. We're gonna work on Jonathan's project for him. So he has these really cool key defenders that he's gonna be doing an upcoming class for. He's gonna be giving these away. And basically these can be used as like a Kubaton, where they're actually filled with a form of a pepper spray. And on the very tip of these, we're gonna be engraving his logo on these. So it's kind of a fun project. And it's actually gonna be a good one for you, because it's gonna show you how we actually set up a project for multiple pieces that we can run at one time, so jig work. And so we're gonna show you that on this project here. As we're doing that, we designed a really quick little fixture. This one we're doing to where we're only gonna load 6 at a time, and I think that's plenty for what we're doing. There's not a high volume. If there was more, we'd be able to do more, but I think 6 is okay. And so basically we have everything squared up in the jig now, ready to go. We have all of our designs already in EasyCAD 2. That's what we use with this fiber laser. I get a lot of requests and questions about this laser here. So this is a 50-watt fiber laser that is great for engraving in metal, right? It does more than just take the coating off. It will actually go all the way through, so you got to be careful with what you're engraving on. Today we just want to remove the coating off of this and maybe get a little bit of depth in there, so we know that his logo is never going to fade out of there. It's always going to be permanent in there. So that's one awesome thing about engravings. All right, so now that we have everything in the fixture, we're ready to go. Basically what we're going to do is we're just going to click on each one of these that we've duplicated. Okay, so this was his original logo. We basically made multiple copies of these for the number of pieces that we're going to run. So we're going to click on all these, okay? And now we're ready to actually light up the job. So at this point, we can light it. We can see actually on the pieces themselves where they're going to engrave. And if you feel confident about where they're going to be hit, then you can hit your button. And now we're actually going to start the engraving process on these. All right, guys, so for his class, he's also going to be using these red Kubatons, and these ones are going to be loaded with the non-pepper spray. So these we're putting the word test on. They're also red, so they look different, but if you want to zoom in on this, you can see it hit really quick. And there it is. So now it says test, it's a different color. They can feel pretty safe and secure that they're not going to pepper spray their people in the class, which is awesome. What happens a lot is you'll have a customer inside your shop and they will see how fast that engraved, right? And one thing that's going to happen is they're going to look at the price that you're charging them and see how fast it was and think to themselves, why did I just pay $75 or whatever you're charging them for that engraving? And you need to be really confident and comfortable in explaining why it costs what it does, right? Not only the cost of the machine, but the cost of time and just working in the software and the graphics and the design. That all takes money, right? So the equipment is expensive all by itself, but your time is also valuable. And so I want you guys to feel confident in telling people your prices and giving them an accurate quote without feeling like you need to cheapen yourself or your service. All right, guys, so we've done the Kubatons. Now we're moving on to the flashlights. And this is kind of interesting. Anytime that you start to do something on a rounded surface like this, it can be a little bit tricky. And to be fully honest, I'm not exactly sure how this one's gonna go. Typically, if you're gonna do something that's round, you wanna throw it in a rotary. With this, I think it's small enough to where I think I can fit it on here without worrying about it. Sometimes what can happen is when you try to put like a circle on a round object, you're gonna get an egg shape. So we're gonna try to avoid that by making the circle small enough to where it's not following the curve of the actual piece itself. So hopefully we can achieve that here. So if you notice, when I put this under here, my box is starting to wrap around the actual thing here. So we're gonna shrink that a little bit so we have more of the box on top of the flashlight instead of going around it. So we're almost there. It's looking good so far. Now it is getting a little bit egg-shaped, which is pretty much unavoidable unless somebody out there is watching this and you have a way that you know how to do it. Look, I'm in this to learn as well, so if you guys want to leave something down in the comments, that would be great. But so far, I think it actually looks pretty good. And there's his instructor 2020-2021. And there it is. Now, the thing I want to say is always take a look at it before you move it, right? Because you might want to hit it again. In this case, I think we're actually pretty good, so I am going to remove it. And if you look real close, so you can see that circle did get a little bit egg-shaped, but not enough for him to worry about it too much. And we did talk about that before we hit these. I think that's really important. Anytime that you have any concerns like that, going into the project, be upfront with your customer right away and just say, hey, this is, with the item that you're bringing me, this is the best I think I can do with it, and let them know in advance. That way it's not a surprise at the end of the project. All right, guys, so we're gonna set up the CO2 laser now. We're gonna throw the rotary in it. We do have these awesome glasses that our customer brought us for this event that he's doing also, and these are pretty cool. You can find these on Amazon. There's a lot of different places. When you are putting something into your rotary that is sticking out, whether it's a bullet or a handle or something like that, you need to take a little bit more time when you're setting this up. As this rotates, you want to make sure it's not going to hit the head of your laser. You want to make sure it's not going to run into the rotary on the bottom or any of the little parts of it. So taking your time, really setting this up the right way goes a long way. All right, guys, so if you have a test glass, I always recommend, using a test first, especially when you have something like this glass. These are pretty expensive and you really only have one shot at this. So I have a test glass that is the exact same shape. We're gonna try it out first, make sure our settings are right. Right over there.
What's up, man? Hey, Ben, I got your message. Everything was done.
Yes, sir. So this is how they turned out.
Wow, that looks really good.
So we were able to get all the logo on there. I mean, this was a pretty small space, but even the small details, I mean, even in the stars and all the text, I think it still showed up pretty good for you. So
Yeah, that's really good.
pretty confident in that. So we got all those done. We got your glasses done, and then also the flashlights are all knocked out for you. So you'll be ready to hand these out.
Awesome. I look forward to it. Thank you.
No problem.
Genesis Laser Design did an absolutely fabulous job putting my logo on these products. I'm definitely going to be able to represent my company at my upcoming class, and I will definitely be coming back to Genesis for all my engraving needs.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions about what you saw or heard in the video about the laser engraving business, let me know down below. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, please do that. Give it a like and a share. That always helps support the channel. And I just want to know from you guys where you're at within the stage of your business. Have you started a business yet? Do you have a laser? Do you have questions about my lasers? We do have a really good partnership with our fiber laser, so if you guys want more knowledge about that, hit me up on Facebook. You can always reach me over there. And again, thank you so much for supporting our channel.